at the service line is Spencer Etler. Anna Pringle, Jordan Harvey, as well as Lizzie Andrew, Elia Rubin, Erica Sayre, Logan Parks getting the start. But starting off with the points here are the Canes. Miami's up 1-0 right away in the first set.
Dahlia Wilson, 6'4" senior middle blocker with that first swing and a kill. She is a key player for Miami, had a couple of really important plays in that match against Cal.
There's Rubin off the block there to tie it up at 1. Dahlia Wilson, you're right, she had the serve there. Alongside Logan Wiley, Olivia Durst, Ariana Rodriguez, Flor Marie Heredia Colon, who we'll talk about a lot, Jasmine Vergara getting the starts for the Hurricanes. Put it in the ace column. Jordan Harvey getting to a hot start at the service line. Stanford now up 2-1.
What a serve from Harvey. That ball dropped right over the tape. Exactly as she wanted.
Heredia Colon well long there. A little too much oomph behind it, and Stanford now up by 2.
Colon went up almost with some hesitation on that first swing. Her getting used to having Andrew in front of her at 6'5".
Recovery there from the Cardinal. There's Rubin. She'll find the back corner. Elia Rubin now with a couple of kills. The Cardinal up by 3.
And as I talked about in the beginning of where both teams are at, one of the things I also wanted to mention was who starts the most efficient, and we're already seeing that from the Cardinal.
Jordan Harvey continues at the service line. Set up to Heredia Colon, that's off the block. Canes go to her again. Big dig by Etzler, joust at the net. Reset, Heredia Colon once more finds the floor.
She hits and is at the net with so much patience. You see her take that first swing, not as hard as we normally see her hit the ball, hits it into the block, make sure her team can recover it off of the block coverage, gets set a couple more times, and then finally gets the set that she needs to really hammer it home.
Heredia Colon, the All-American on this Hurricanes squad. Far and away the team leader in kills and kills per set. They just continue to feed her. This time, tooling it, getting on the board, bringing Miami back within 1.
And that was a great choice on that set to go back to the right side. I know the Cardinal were waiting for Colon to get that ball. And another thing with this team, because Colon is so dominant, you often see, just based on the stats and the numbers, not as much of an offensive spread as often.
The dump, Logan Parks all over it.
And Parks so aggressive at the net. At some points, she's also played opposite, so she has really great court vision, not only as a setter, but also as a hitter. And able to switch it up either with a setter dump, a set over, or even hitting the ball.
Rubin at the service line, the back set. Heredia Colon answers. The Canes back within 1, and we're going to continue seeing Heredia Colon do her thing out there.
I mean, just hits so hard, and what a perfect setup for her. Unfortunately for the Cardinal, leaving her way too much space on the line on that last play.
She's now at the service line. She had a match-high 28 kills in that 5-set loss to Cal in Berkeley. There's Andrew! Lizzie Andrew makes her presence known. Side out for Stanford.
The sophomore middle blocker. Such a bright spot for the Cardinal. And so good on that slide. She had 7 kills in their last match.
Coco Kirsch into serve. Floats it over. At the net, in the middle. Dug up by the Card. Free ball opportunity here. Back set. Off the block. Finds the floor again. Mariam Mushkudiani got a couple of kills on the day. She's leading the team alongside Heredia Cologne.
There's Kudiani from the country of Georgia, but before making her way to Miami, actually played for Volley Mulhouse Alsace, club team in France I'm very familiar with from my time playing professionally overseas.
Running out of room, that one's gonna fall in. And we talked about that heading into this as well, Naya, just the international flavor that this Miami team has and that special experience they're able to bring here to the collegiate game.
Yeah, Miami, they have players from Serbia, Croatia, Turkey.
That'll work for the Card. Cardinal now up by 3. Parks at the service line. Parks to serve it up. There's Blaszov. Welcome to the game, Julia Blaszov. She gets the kill and the 4-point lead for the Card.
Blaszov getting to that ball, seeing she has the seam on the block to push it straight through.
Seeing Julia Blaszov and Ipar Kurt rotating. Handle the tip there. There's Blaszov once again. From the tip to the kill, Blaszov on a roll.
I love that dig from Etzler there, getting under that short tip, making that play possible.
Hard to believe Etzler, just a freshman, as that will go into the net for the service error. Cardinal first to double digits, but an opportunity now for Miami trailing by 4. Jasmine Vergara at the line.
Speaking of Etzler, for her and Logan Parks, both freshmen, and playing like they have been in college volleyball for years.
Feliciano with the dig. Cardinal feed it right back at the net. There's Harvey winning the battle.
And a tough play there for Dahlia Wilson, trying to save that ball, unfortunately putting that back into the hands of the Cardinal, and they're able to capitalize.
First kill on the day for Jordan Harvey. Great serve from Blaszov from the back row. Etzler keeping it alive. Putting it down. That's Amina Njai, the freshman.
Amina Njai with a huge swing there. I love that connection between her and Rodriguez. She knows she's going to give her that quick set to the outside, and she gets on it, finding space between the block.
Harvey cross court to Rubin, who will touch it over. Setting up Heredia Cologne, tries to find the back line, too long.
Tough ball there, that tip in the right spot, making Cologne come in to try to pick up the ball in that pass. So that takes her off of her route to get back outside, and Rodriguez trying to get her the set. It doesn't quite. Wondering if maybe that long tip maybe irritated that pointer finger in her right hand.
Etzler with the serve. At the net, the dump!
Look at that pass right on the net. And Rodriguez so aggressive, that court vision from her. So much confidence as she goes up. Stanford not ready for that ball at all.
Rodriguez, the Olympian with the Dominican Republic in Paris 2024, leading this offense for Miami. There's Andrew, a lot of power behind that swing. That's her second kill of the day.
Andrew looking like she's hitting on open net. Able to turn that ball. Such a great swing from her.
As Andrew coming into this, actually leading the team in hitting percentage, .442 on the season. That's gonna fall in. Miami fighting back to get back within 4.
Jasmine Vergara with that kill from Colombia. making an impact for the Hurricanes.
Grad transfer got the start today as Rodriguez now at the line. Lefty goes long. A service error puts Stanford up by 5 once again. That's one area where Miami has had success this season, is at the service line. They're leading the ACC second nationally coming into this with 2.32 aces per set. But they'll give it away that time. The first to 15. Stanford now up by 6. The media timeout. What are we seeing so far, Naya, between these two?
For Miami.
First line. Here's the setup. Softly. Parks tried to find the spot, the back set there. Heredia Cologne, what a dig from Ruben. Blasov softly. Little miscommunication, that's gonna go out of play. Cardinal get the first point out of the break.
Miami having a couple of those plays where balls that they're trying to save are still over the player that picked it up and not really able to make anything else out of it. So that is a tough one there. But Ruben taking that dig in the chest from Cologne.
Heredia Cologne finds it this time, however. Now Miami up to double digits. Heredia Cologne leading with 3 kills.
That ball coming over to us. First one of the day.
Gotta have your head on a swivel here in Maples. She's now at the service line. That's a match high 3 kills for her.
Cologne with this topspin jump serve. And there it is, the ace.
We talked about that as a squad. This Miami team relying on their efficiency at the service line throughout this season. A beauty there from Heredia Cologne.
And this topspin jump serve has so much power on it. Perfect pass off of that serve.
Big time dig from Rodriguez. From the back, off the top of the net and in there. Miami seems to be in a bit more of a groove here.
This is the energy that I was talking about that was missing somewhat in the early part of the set. And we're starting to see it, and it's almost like a slow ramp up. You're seeing each play and each point, they're coming alive.
Another strong serve. Parks over to Blasov. She'll tool the block. Momentum back towards Stanford. As they add another one to the tally, they're leading 17-12.
Blasov absolutely having her way with that swing. You see her come at that block aggressively off of the hands. That is exactly what you want to see from the young player.
Yeah, redshirt sophomore Julia Blasov. Is that service error? It's a bit of a break for the Hurricanes. But Blasov redshirted last year, so it's been really nice to see her back in uniform and out here for Stanford this season. Neilani Feliciano, senior, at the line. Back set. Outside the line.
Oh, what a tough one for Sayer. That was that swing that I was talking about before we started this match, that her and that connection with Parks. They're working on that slide, and when it's on, it is on. It is so hard and so hard to defend, but even in the last match on Thursday, she had a couple of errors there on that line, trying to take a swing, that ball going out a little bit.
What a dig by Feliciano, and it falls in. You'll take that all day long if you're Miami. Look at this placement.
Feliciano with the dig kill. Every libero loves that moment.
But also throughout each class. Service error gives momentum back to Stanford as they're up by 3.
And that points to some of the differences between these two teams, with Miami also have a mix of some young players on the floor, but a lot of experience, as we talked about, a lot of players that have played on the international level that come in with a lot of experience. A couple seniors also in the starting lineup for this Miami team.
The setup from Parks. There's Blashaw! The exclamation point!
Huge swing from Blashaw. With some power behind that swing.
Tied for a match high 4 kills with who else but Heredia Cologne. Parks serving.
Tough pass there. Oh, miscommunication.
Gets it over. Opportunity here for Stanford. The back set. Over to Harvey. Getting it done. Stanford now reaches 20, up by 5 here in the first set.
That's a tough one. You're seeing a little bit of that conversation between players on Miami's side. A little bit tough in that miscommunication with libero and setter. Who takes that second ball? I think on that last one.
From the back row, Heredia Cologne answers. And we talked about how important the communication is
between them. Feliciano and Rodriguez. A little bit of back and forth on that last play. I think for that ball with your libero right there in front of it, I know it's hard for a setter. You want to come in and take that ball, but that bump set, Feliciano felt like she could have taken that one.
Tool in the block there. And that one came right at us.
Catching that ball. Point, Jenna.
But a nice dig. Njai once again, the freshman. It's her second of the day.
Great pass.
Blashaw is blocked.
No one's there.
Miscommunication for the Cardinal. Opportunity for Miami. They'll take advantage. Dahlia Wilson.
Tough play there from the Cardinal. A few players kind of running over each other. Ruben wanting to set that out of system ball to someone. Tries to give it to Parks, but the match is tight right now. So let's go back to the basics. Let's pass, get a good set, and start getting our hitters on it in this next one.
Flor Marie Heredia Cologne hitting 273 so far in this one. Parks over to Blashaw. That's dug up. Nicely done by Feliciano. Right into it. Amina Njai, her third kill.
Njai, she's been so good when getting the ball. She has found space now multiple times in between the Stanford block.
A 1-point set here. Cardinal still up by 1. The tip is denied. Blashaw. Miami resets. Once again. Back-to-back kills for Njai.
And for Njai, as I just talked about, her finding space between the block, that means that on the block for the Cardinal, they are not pressed enough over the net, and they're also leaving a seam on her. She's done that now 3 times. At that point, you need to communicate with each other, make sure that you're getting closed on that block.
There's Harvey answering. Felt a little frustration let out on that swing.
That's a great play to mix it up. And for Miami, trying to get a read on that, but a little too late on the block to go up and be solid in front of Harvey. Awesome decision to have her come in.
Blashaw into the net. That's going to tie it up once again. The service error. 3rd on the day for the Cardinal.
So we're tied here at 21-21. And this is anyone's game. This is exactly what I was expecting with this matchup today. We knew that they were going to trade points back and forth. Miami surprised us a little bit in the beginning, starting out a little slow, but now we're in it.
Here's Ruben. Back set. Shut down this time. Elia Ruben gets the block. The All-American stepping up.
Great read from Ruben to stay dialed and stay close on that. She didn't have to take a big step there. Stayed in, kept her eye on the ball, watching Rodriguez and what she was going to do, and a very solid block from the senior.
Metzler with the serve. Here's Heredia Cologne. Off the block, out of play, tied up at 22.
So fun watching a hitter like Cologne and also a hitter like Ruben. Those plays that they go up and you can tell it doesn't take much effort. She's like, okay, solid block. I'm just going to tip this into the hands and get the point.
Parks to Andrew. She's stopped. There's Rubin. She'll tool it. Elia Rubin once again late in this set, proven to make an impact.
Much needed kill there from Rubin off of the high hands. And that's what Stanford is so good at.
At the net, Rodriguez gets the point. We're tied up once again.
Rodriguez, so aggressive when she's at the net. She is not afraid to make a play happen when the ball gets tight like that. And another part that makes this so interesting, a lot of similarities between these two teams. Her and Parks on both sides, very aggressive setters.
Aggressive on the serve there with Parks.
Tough free ball there from Rubin.
Here's Heredia Cologne outside the line. Advantage to the Cardinal, 24-23, the set point.
Not the set that Cologne wanted. Tried to make.
Naples fans are on their feet.
Tough pass there.
The tip is over. There's Parks over to Blasov. Puts it down. Julia Blasov. A team high 5 kills in the first set. Goes
to where the Cardinal are and where Blasov is in comparison to Cologne. Cologne also with 6 kills in that first set. And that's what we expect her to do. But for her, hitting a .214 hitting percentage, a little lower than what she normally would have, and that's exactly what the Cardinal want.
Erica Sayer getting things started. Cardinal now up 1-0, and that's right, Blasov hitting 500 in that first set. Heredia Cologne, .214 the Cardinal were able to limit her to. There's Etzler to serve.
We'll take that over pass.
Here's Rubin with the tip. Surviving. Violation on Miami, and it's going to give the point to the Cardinal. They're up 2-0.
Tough play there. 2-0 start for the Cardinal.
Rodriguez with the back set. At the back line. Beautifully placed by Dahlia Wilson.
A good pass there from Cologne to get the Canes going here in the early part of the second set.
Wilson, her third kill. She's at the service line. That's going to fall in for the ace.
And the Canes back in this now, tied. A much needed service ace from Wilson.
In that back corner, 2 aces apiece for both squads. Backs it up with the service error, and the lead back to the Cardinal. Also 3 service errors apiece for both of these squads here today. So Jordan Harvey at the line, 3 serving 2.
Both teams very even right now on their serves and the aces.
Long. Miami thought they might have had a touch there, but the point awarded to the Cardinal.
Cologne was looking for the touch on that play. You can see a little frustration from her. She's already at a high error rate, more than she would like at the start of this match.
And that goes long. Service error gives it back to Miami. Heredia Cologne with 4 errors so far, hitting 133 now on this match.
You can see she's trying to figure out how to go after the Cardinals' block here, but has not been successful. She's had a couple of those long swings.
Overpass. Here's Rodriguez over to Heredia Cologne. She's stuffed. Logan Parks. How versatile is she?
What a great block there from Parks. And as we talked about earlier on in this matchup, the way that Stanford will have to defend Cologne to stop her from going on the normal runs that she has and just high scoring. They're doing a great job of it right now.
Rubin off the top of the net. Cross court. Goes long, they got the touch.
A much needed point there from Mushkudiani, freshman, right side. So Cologne now back to serve this topspin jump serve. She pushed a point in the last set on that.
Parks with the back set to Andrew. Big time swing. Lizzie Andrew with her third kill.
Andrew sends that ball flying into the crowd here in Maples. And that's her third kill on the match, hitting 500.
Here's Coco Kirsch. Rodriguez. Finding the floor, Logan Wiley. She's on the board for the first time today.
Logan Wiley, the sophomore middle blocker. She's a transfer from Georgia Tech. In 2024 was named to the ACC All-Freshman team.
Over to Sayer. She catches some air.
We're seeing that connection build back up with Sarah and Parks. She got her involved in the middle early on in the set, but now getting her that ball on the slide, it was a little tough for her in the last set, had an error there, and she's been trying to figure out hitting line on some of those plays.
Great block from the Cardinal. Parks continuing at the line. Rodriguez, the tip, handled by the Cardinal. Back set over to Harvey. Just misses.
A tough one there. She bounced that ball, unfortunately, just outside of the line.
Second and a serve for Miami, number 17, Jasmine Vergara.
Jasmine Vergara now at the service line. 6 serving 8. Here's Blashaw. What an angle.
Great change from Blashaw. Parks trying to get her that in-tempo set to the outside. She comes inside for that. Miami, really good setup actually to be there on the block, even though their middle did not go up. But the angle that Blashaw wanted to hit was taken away, so a really smart idea to turn that ball and tip that down.
From the back row, big dig by Etzler. Here's Rubin. From the back row again, Heredia Cologne goes long.
They're gonna challenge that one. She's asking for the touch on that play.
Right away.
But a good defensive read. Rubin going up, trying to tip that ball. Great defensive read on Miami, coming in, being able to pick that ball up. It's a tough one. I know normally for Rubin, that roll shot right over the top of the hands is pretty successful. But Miami making some adjustments on the defense, knowing some of her tendencies and being there to play defense.
Right away, you saw all the Hurricanes turning over to head coach Jose Cano Gandara, saying, all right, there was a touch, let's challenge this one. So the review underway now.
So we'll see where that touch was.
Trying to see if Jordan Harvey potentially got a piece.
Really tough one to see there. From what we're looking at, if she did get a piece of that, it would be off of that right pinky. But from the angle that we're seeing, it's very tough to determine You're looking for movement on the hands if possible. You need a little bit of a closer net view on this to see if we can see any movement there.
You can see all the different angles available via DV Sport when the officials do look at the replays and do these reviews.
If we can't get a close enough angle, I don't know if the refs will actually be able to turn this challenge over. I don't know if they will turn over the point.
And while video review has become more and more mainstream across collegiate sports, the initial call still matters for that reason.
We might have a look there. Oh, that's tough to see if her pinky moved, if any fingers moved on that. That angle was a little bit better.
The pinky, you're right. That's where we're looking.
Oh, that is really tough to see.
Of course, the initial call is that there was no touch. So do they see enough for them to feel confident to overturn it? Was there contact on that pinky? Apparently they did. The call has been reversed. There was a touch, and the point goes to Miami.
And we see Harvey laughing, so I think that means that she did actually touch that ball, and they're very lucky for Miami that they were able to catch that. So still in good spirits on that one, knowing, okay, they got me this time.
Almost got away with it, but instead of 10-6, we're now at 9-7. Amina Njai at the line. At the net.
Tough there, so you're not able to get around.
Heredia Cologne shut down again. Jordan Harvey makes up for it.
The Cardinal are doing a great job right now. They are holding Cologne to a 111 hitting percentage. 7 kills, 6 errors. But I wouldn't count her out just yet. She has a tendency maybe to start a little bit slower, but when you get into that later second part of the second set and third, sometimes she really does come alive.
Over to Ruben. Dug up by Feliciano. Heredia Cologne gets the kill.
And as I was speaking about that, coming back with a point between the block. Didn't work the last time, but she found a way through this time.
We talked about how she's hitting under 100 right now in this match, Heredia Cologne, but she's still got a match-high 8 kills.
And still leading the team in that.
Yes.
Heredia Cologne, 38 kills, hitting .342, and had 11 digs against Pitt last week.
That was a Pitt team ranked at number 4 at the time, too. What a performance.
So one of Miami's main go-tos.
Off the top of the net, here's Rodriguez. The tip, successful.
A very smart tip from Vergara on that play. Seeing the open space there. And a little bit off the net, going for that tip.
9 serving 11 here with Rodriguez. Skims the net. Park setting up Ruben off the block. Back set. Great dig. Here's Ruben again. Pancake. The Canes survive and get the kill.
Cologne coming back in for that tight play. They save the ball, try to get it over to her, and she just gets on top of it. A big swing, and that's a tough one there for the Cardinal. Them not being ready and set up for her to hit that ball. She pretty much had almost no block on that.
That pancake from Rodriguez, wow. She's still at the line. The ace. Miami tying it up here at 11 in set number 2.
Rodriguez and Cologne with the topspin jump serves. So efficient for this team. Now building on their aces here. 3 aces on the match.
45, a team high for Rodriguez this season. Make it 46.
She does it again.
Back-to-back aces, and not surprised here to see the timeout called. 12-11, the Hurricane.
First set, So now back in this.
That floats in. The dump from Parks is handled. And the kill. Maria Mushkudiani. Once again, that's her fourth. She's hitting 500.
A much needed swing there from her. And I know I mentioned this early on, but for Rodriguez, really important to keep moving the ball around on their offense.
Parks setting up Rubin. Dug up by Feliciano. Here's Heredia Colon off the block. At the net, there's Rubin. The joust. It'll fall just outside the lines.
They called
But
that
the
one.
whistle.
Called that one out. Miami hoping for that ball to be out, but up ref gives them that point. I know Stanford really wanted that one.
The largest lead that Miami has had, 14-11 here in the second set. What a run they've gone on with Rodriguez at the line.
And she is targeting that back corner. Oh, a tough out-of-system ball there from Rubin. That's difficult. You see head coach Hambly not happy about these last couple of plays there. They have been really struggling with this serve.
19 assists, along with her 2 aces, 3 digs, 2 kills. Here's Parks, back set to Andrew. And that's gonna do one for Stanford.
And that was the pass, that perfect pass from Rubin that the Cardinal needed to handle Rodriguez and her serve and get the point so they could get her out of that rotation. I know they were ready for her to stop serving at them. She did such a great job in that moment of the match.
Here's Rubin's turn. Here's Heredia Colon. She'll tool the block. Point goes back to Miami. They're up by 4 once again.
Miami maintaining this lead now and keeping their foot on the gas as they lead here. But Blashoff back on the floor. She's leading the team right now. 6 kills, hitting .545.
Cardinal now hitting .286 after that swing from Andrew here in this set. Service from Heredia Colon goes just long. The aggressive serve, but the error will give the side out to Stanford. You know, this is a Miami team, too. I don't know if everybody remembers last season, they upset Stanford. Stanford went to Coral Gables. It was a 5-set match that ultimately went to Miami. A big-time win for them last season. Just the second time now that these two teams have faced each other. And the ace, okay, Coco Kirsch, coming in and doing her job.
Coco Kirsch, the redshirt sophomore, the DS and serving specialist. She comes in and does a great job for the Cardinal.
In the middle, shut down. Back set, the tip. Handled by the Cardinal. There's Blashoff, tries to push. From the back row, Heredia Colon adds another one to the tally. She's in double digits now, by the way. That's number 11.
Colon, one thing you always have to be prepared for. Rodriguez will always try to find her no matter where she is on the floor. And that back row attack from her and that connection with Rodriguez is so strong.
Parks over to Blashoff. Blasts off there, and it's off the video board. We play on. Recovered, the Canes did, but Erica Sayer puts it away.
That's the swing from Sayer on that slide. That set from Parks. She comes around. A huge swing. She hits so hard.
15 serving 17. That's Parks. Dug up by Rubin.
Great dig there.
There's Blashoff again. She adds to the tally, and Stanford's within 1.
Let's take a look at that. Just a tough play there. going up, teams that were ranked above them, and so for them it really is about handling the rest of these matches here.
Really speaks to the level of the ACC, and raising the level there was Jordan Harvey with another block.
So a total of 6 blocks for the Cardinal, but for Harvey, that's her 4th on the match.
Back set. That goes long. Tied, and now in the lead, Stanford once again, 18-17.
So Jasmine Vergara will sub in for Mushkudiani. She will go back to pass.
Parks at the line. There's Rodriguez. The tip, beautifully placed. Tied up again.
And so far, the swings from Njai, she just plays so smart for the freshman. We've seen her take some big swings, make it through the block. She's very sneaky. She comes in, hasn't gotten a ton of sets, but the ones that she's gotten, she's been scoring.
The error there from Erica Sayer, and Miami ahead by 1. Parks to Harvey. She gets it done. Tied up at 19 once again.
I love seeing that play from Parks and Harvey, having her come in to hit that 2 off of in the middle of the court. So effective.
Jordan Harvey with 4 kills, hitting .500. As an ace, and assist, and 4 blocks as well. Here's Rodriguez. Just long from the back corner. Jasmine Vergara aiming for that back line, but Stanford now with 20.
So Stanford has taken the lead again in this matchup.
Blasov into the net. 20 apiece. 5th service error of the day for the Cardinal.
So this matchup, neck and neck, tied now from both of these teams.
Mina Njai with the serve. Here's Rubin. Miami recovers. That's wide from Heredia Cologne. 21 Cardinal.
Cologne trying to make something happen on that play. A little too far outside. She was off the net just a little bit. Really wanted that cross-court angle there.
Etzler. Shut down. Jordan Harvey and Lizzie Andrew are fired up after that one.
Harvey has been unstoppable on the block on the right side at this point of the set. She has been shutting Cologne down.
Harvey and Sayer tied for a match-high 5 blocks. Stanford recovers. Block is tooled. Rubin puts Stanford ahead by 3.
A lovely set from the middle blocker, and Andrew getting that ball to Rubin, and she takes a smart swing at the hands for that ball to go out. So Stanford owning this second set right now.
In the back set, in the back corner, Miami answers.
A much needed kill from Dahlia Wilson, the senior 6'4" middle blocker from Turkey. The transfer from Kansas State.
Dahlia Wilson, Mariam Mushkudiani, both with 4 kills apiece. Here's Rubin. Got the touch, got the point, and now it's set point.
Set point for the Cardinal. Rubin making her way back up. She has 6 kills, hitting .312. 2 kills behind Blasov, lead on her.
Yes. 8 of those 14 errors have been Heredia Cologne. She's hitting .111, still with the match high 11 kills. Goes for a 12th, but she's blocked. She'll try again, gets number 12. Miami survives.
And what I've noticed with the Cardinal, they've done a great job taking away her line shot. But as we know with Cologne, she still has that very strong cross-court swing, as we just saw there. Coming back in for the point. She has 12 kills.
Rodriguez back at the line. She did some damage last time. Match high 2 aces.
And that's the serve that Miami wanted from Rodriguez.
Now the back set. Getting the point. Mushkudiani stepping up once again, second on the team, tied with Injai with 5 kills.
And at this point, in such a close second set, having Rodriguez back on the service line is tough for the Cardinal.
It has been a difference maker for this number 14 Miami team. She'll get another one. 3 aces in her back pocket.
As I just mentioned that is exactly what the Cardinal were scared of and what they didn't want to happen, and what Rodriguez just made come true. They're back in this now, even 24-24. Her serve is so lethal, as I said, even in the first set.
Lefty gets it over the back set to Andrew. It's in there. 25-24 will do set point once again.
Andrew with a big swing. That's her 5th kill. Also no errors, hitting .625. Rubin back to serve, and Blasov back in the front row.
Back set. Rubin with the pass. Parks over to Blasov. It's off the block. Here's Heredia Cologne, off the block again.
Back to Cologne.
Back to her again. 2 on the block. We're tied up again at 25.
We knew that is where they were going to go when the set gets tight and the match gets tight. Rodriguez is going to find Cologne, and every player, as we saw that out-of-system set from Feliciano, that is who they're going to go to. And this is such a tough rotation for the Cardinal to handle. You have Rodriguez in the last rotation serving, and now Cologne with the topspin jump serve, but handled by Etzler.
That was a great pass. Miami surviving. That's going to be off the hands of Rubin. Hurricanes now up 26-25. Set point.
This is a tough one here. This is what we're talking about with Miami, being able to turn it on at the last second. And it all comes down now to Cologne and this topspin jump serve.
The All-American at the line. Pass by Etzler. Miscommunication, a free ball here for Miami. Back set from the back row. Heredia Cologne puts it away. Set number 2 goes to the Hurricanes, 27 to...
On that serve line, they've put a lot of pressure on the Cardinal there, specifically from Rodriguez and from Cologne. But as we're talking about the serves there, the Cardinal with an answer of their own, an ace from Etzler to start the 3rd set.
That is the 3rd ace overall for the Cardinal in this one. Off the top of the net, falls in. If you're Stanford, you'll take that one to set the tone here in the 3rd set. Now Rodriguez leading the way in this match with 3 just for her, 5 in total for this Miami team, who leads the ACC in that category. Etzler again. Here's Heredia Cologne. Off the top of the block, recovered by the Cardinal. Back set, Jordan Harvey.
That was that line swing that Harvey was looking for in the 2nd set. Had a great swing, unfortunately landed just outside of the line. halfway through the second. But that is the swing we're used to seeing, just straight down from Harvey.
5 kills on the day, hitting .571 for Jordan Harvey. 5 blocks as well.
Perfect pass there from Cologne.
The back set. Nearly surviving, but the point going to Miami.
Dahlia Wilson with that swing. Senior 6'4" middle blocker. She goes back to serve.
Perhaps she may be a key here for this Miami team, hitting .444 with her 5 kills. Harvey again. Handled by Wilson. Joust at the net.
That ball will go back to her again.
Heredia Cologne off the block. Lizzie Andrew on it.
And again, that lethal block from the Cardinal. You have Harvey on the right side. You have Andrew in the middle. Both so dominant. They have done a very good job when they are up together in that rotation on handling Cologne and her hits on the outside.
8 blocks for Stanford, but another point for the Hurricanes. They're back within 1. Logan Wiley got a couple.
A much needed kill there. Logan Wiley, the sophomore middle blocker, transferred from Georgia Tech last year for coming over to Miami at Georgia Tech. She was the 2024 ACC All-Freshman team.
Heredia Cologne off the block. There's Rubin, it's gonna fall in. The kill for Elia Rubin, that's number 7. She's tied for a team high with Julia Blashoff.
Rubin now back to serve. The senior for the Cardinal, only returning All-American on the floor.
Rodriguez, the back set, shut down. That one's gonna fall in. Mushkudiani, second on the team with 7 kills.
Mushkudiani has done such a great job up at the net, finding space and finding a way to score around this very lethal Cardinal block. And even for Cologne, she's still scoring and doing well, but the Cardinal have done a great job too of handling a lot of her swings. And even though not every ball she hits is either a kill or an error, it's just the fact that Stanford is getting a block on her and making this Miami team have to go back and play defense and set up again.
And her service error there will give the 2-point lead to the Cardinal. 6th service error for the Hurricanes, and Coco Kirsch is back at the line. She's got an ace on the day. To the other side, Kirsch recovers. Blashoff off the block. Back set once again. Big time swing from Mushkudiani. 8 kills, hitting over 400.
We talked before about in most of these matches, you see Cologne as the leading scorer. She's in double digits very early on. And as far as the spread of the offense, you know, we talked the last couple of matches, a couple of the players, some of the pin hitters maybe have 4 kills, maybe 5 kills, but we're seeing a much larger spread today on the offense from this Miami team.
And there's the block that they've been waiting for. Njai and Wilson were on it. 2nd block of this match for Miami. Tied up at 5 with Feliciano at the line. Blashoff. Reset. Sayer shuts it down.
Erica Sayer, a big block there in the middle. 9 blocks total for the Cardinal.
Block for block there to give Stanford the edge, 6-5. Big time swing from Dahlia Wilson. Kill number 6.
And you just talked about that in her last kill that she had, and how you were saying that she's someone that they need to keep going back to for this Miami squad. She has been lethal in the middle.
She's hitting 500 right now, just one hitting error. And that's just wide, so the service error will give the edge back to the Cardinal. You can feel the tension has risen a little bit here in Maples Pavilion after we're tied up 1-1. 1 point set here in the third. And Anna Pringle will enter at the service line.
Anna Pringle coming in. She's another one of the Cardinals' DS's and serving specialists. She comes in and makes an impact on the floor.
Rodriguez from the back row there, dug up by Parks.
Oh, tough
There's
there.
Rubin. Free ball opportunity here for Miami. And they take advantage. What an all-out effort from the Cardinal. But the Hurricanes tie it up at 7.
Wilson having a match right now. They keep feeding her the ball. She only has 1 error on the day. Each time they've given her a set, Rodriguez going back to her. She is so efficient right now, hitting 545. Much needed, and giving the Cardinal a different look other than their most dominant hitter in Cologne.
And Cologne, of course, leading with those 14 kills, but Mushkudiani with 8, hitting 438. Wilson with 7, hitting 545. And that is wide, and Miami will take over the lead.
Njai, the freshman outside, playing so well.
She has 5 kills on the day, a few digs and a couple of blocks. Continues to serve into the net there. 8th service error for Miami this afternoon.
A little tough there for Njai, but freshman Olivia Durst coming in as the DS sub for Miami.
Etzler serving into the net. They'll trade the service errors. That's number 6 for Stanford this afternoon. The lead back to Miami.
Racking up quite a few service errors here on both teams. Team total of 8 for Miami, and makes it 6 for the Cardinal. So both teams pretty even on some fronts other than total blocks on the match, as well as a difference in stat errors as far as kills and efficiency.
There's Elia Rubin with the kill to tie it back up. That's number 8, and it'll make her with the team high. By the way, Kate Leach came in, the sophomore transfer from Utah State, to serve there for the Hurricanes. Here's Jordan Harvey. Cross court to Heredia Cologne, that's off the block. Back set, back row, out of play. Cardinal first to 10, they have the 1-point lead.
A couple of errors here from Miami, but you can see their coaches telling them on to the next one after some of those tough plays.
Heredia Cologne trying to find the spot. Etzler handles it. Here's Rubin with the roll shot. Heredia Cologne again, what an angle. Tied at 10.
You can tell by the smile on the face of Rodriguez, that is one of their favorite plays, to throw the defense off on the other side, leave Cologne up with only 1 so she can go and hammer away in that cross-court shot, as she does. And now Rodriguez with this tough topspin jump serve.
Rubin with the long swing. Rodriguez continues to be lethal at the service line. We talked about the Olympian running the offense, feeding Heredia Cologne, but also Mushkudiani, Wilson, Njai have also made their contributions in the kill column.
So now they're going to challenge that last play. They were very sure that that ball was out, no touch, but the ref wanted to give that point to the Cardinal. So
Play is under review after the challenge for Miami.
Miami now challenging, saying there was no touch on that one.
And this is a Miami team that was picked in the preseason poll in the ACC to take 7th out of the 18 teams. Heredia, Colon, and Rodriguez both made the preseason team for the conference. Heredia Colon has also had the Offensive Player of the Week honors a couple of times so far this season. Stanford, on the other hand, they were picked 3rd in that preseason poll after Pitt and Louisville. They did get a couple of first-place votes. And Elia Rubin, Jordan Harvey, and Ipar Kurt all making that preseason team for the ACC, tied for 2nd in the conference with how many they got on that squad alongside Louisville and SMU. 7 weekly awards as well for the Cardinals, spread out amongst Parks, Sayer, and Etzler. So the freshmen knowing how to make an impact right away too in this conference.
Yeah, both teams have very, very great players on the floor. And for the Cardinal, as you just mentioned, some, even with the young players, their incoming freshmen already doing so well, making an impact and a name for themselves in the ACC, but not only in the ACC, but in Division I volleyball. A lot of eyes on this Cardinal team at this point of the season.
And that call is going to be reversed. It's called out. The point goes to Miami. It is 11-10. And yes, all of this to say, just the formidable ACC conference is absolutely no joke. As a group, the ACC teams in their non-conference schedule, overall record 129 wins to just 55 losses. 6 are ranked in the top 25, and Lizzie Andrew. That's kill number 6.
Andrew on that slide. She's so accurate there with that swing cross court. Still from her, no errors. That's her 6th kill. She's hitting well over 500, hitting 600 now.
The setup from Parks over to Blasov. Diving and recovered. Two in the block is Heredia Cologne. 16 kills on the night. We've talked about how Heredia Cologne had a program record 38 kills against number 4 Pitt in that 5-set victory back at home just over a week ago. That was their 15th straight win as well this season before dropping the last 2.
That serve was so strong. They get the overpass.
The tip. There's Blasov. Here's a free ball.
Oh, a little miscommunication there on that free ball. That is not the play that they would have wanted. So another free ball back to the Cardinal.
Here's Parks with the back set, and Andrew gets the touch and gets the kill. Tied at 12.
And I can see for Miami the conversation with Cologne and the position that she's supposed to be in on defense when Andrew goes up to hit that ball. She aims cross court, especially for that deep corner. She's so high over the block when she takes a swing on that slide. So defense trying to figure out if they need to take another step back. She goes to swing.
The block in play. Julia Blasov on top of it. Coco Kirsch continues at the line, and Blasov continues with her first block of this match.
Talk about how quickly the tide changes in this matchup so far with both teams.
The ace in the books. Coco Kirsch is on a roll.
So that.
So 14 serving 12. Erica Sayer how you doing?
Huge block there from Sayer. And that makes, for her 7th block on the match. The Cardinal with a total of 10 blocks, now 11 blocks to Miami's 2. So talk about some of the similarities they have, but some of the big differences here. And the two most glaring between these teams for the Cardinal, they are absolutely dominating in the block category at this point of the match. And the same thing we talked about, overall hitting percentage, only 7 errors as a team for the Cardinals. So very efficient in both of those places. And we see that again here. Unfortunate error from Cologne, trying to take a big swing on this Stanford block there, goes long.
Stanford now up by 4. Coco Kirsch continues at the line. 5-0 scoring run for the Cardinal. That's gonna find the back line.
That was a great play there from Njai. A great pass to Rodriguez. She gets on the ball for that set. She's ready. Takes a nice swing, kind of down the line seam and hit that back line.
Her 6th kill today. 8 different Hurricanes have added a kill. Blasov is blocked. Back set over to Sayer. Great touch from Heredia Cologne from the back row. She's blocked. Reset on the other side, and Miami comes out on top thanks to Mushkudiani.
If there's one person that the Cardinal have had some trouble with blocking today, it has been Mushkudiani. She has been finding space between this Cardinal block in a way that no one else really has. Obviously, we know Cologne is going to take those big swings and she's going to get her points, but Mushkudiani has done a great job there.
Feliciano with the great effort there. Here's Mushkudiani with the tip. The pancake from Etzler. There's a free ball for the Canes. Nearly a dig, but the point to Miami once again. They're within 1.
Wilson with another big swing out of the middle. She has really come alive today for this Miami team. That's her
AC teams, including these two, ranked nationally. 4 of them in the top 10, by the way. There's Blasov. Big time oomph behind that swing.
Blasov blast off with that swing. She hit that ball so hard. Did the room shake a little bit after that?
It might have. 17-15. Here's Parks at the line. Into the net. 1-point match, or set rather, once again. That's the 7th service error for Stanford in this one. Miami's got 8, 5 aces apiece.
Very even on this serve and receive game between both teams, and that's what's making this matchup so difficult for both teams and why it's so close.
There's an opportunity for the Cardinal. Over to Blasov again. Effort from Feliciano, and Jordan Harvey is stuffed.
The big block there from Rodriguez going up with Wilson. And Feliciano dives to save that ball. An incredible save from her. She dives over into our table on that play to keep that ball alive. What a play there. So much grit from this Miami team.
Just all-out effort on all sides of it. Rodriguez continues to impress, as so does Julia Blasov. A team-high 9 kills there to give Stanford the 1-point lead once again.
And both of these teams just hitting the ball so hard. There are balls flying into the crowd every other play here. This is exciting for those watching at home.
Blasov into the net, evened up again. 8 service errors apiece now for these squads. 18 all here in the 3rd set. Amina Njai to serve. Parks over to Rubin, off the block there. Here's Rodriguez over to Heredia Cologne, right into the block, trying to survive, and they do. Rubin tries to sneak one in. Softly over from Miami. Here's Parks to Rubin once more. She'll get the kill this time.
Big kill there from Rubin, her 9th on the match. And this is gonna be so close all the way to the end here. Etzler back to serve for the Cardinal.
Rubin had her team-high 6th double-double against Florida State with 12 kills and 10 digs. There's another kill for Miami to tie it up here at 19.
Dahlia Wilson again. The middle blocker, 9 kills. She's hitting over 600 now at this point. Said earlier, the transfer from Kansas State. She had a couple of really key plays in their matchup against Cal that kept them in it.
Over to Harvey, straight down. Cardinal first to 20, up by 1 here in the 3rd set.
Jordan Harvey, just high flying. She is so athletic. And also for Harvey, her cousin, Aaron Gordon, plays for the Nuggets, just comes from a very athletic family.
Air Jordan Harvey, and it's from the back row, dug up by Harvey, little overpass, joust at the net. Here's Andrew, off the block. Rubin this time gets it done. Elia Rubin, double-digit kills.
Rubin with the big swing, and again, I've talked about it multiple times now in this match, but that is a big difference between the Cardinal block and the block of the Hurricanes. They've got to take away more space from this Cardinal team if they don't want them to score as efficiently as they are.
Heredia Cologne changes it up there to bring Miami back within 1. Kill number 17 for the All-American.
Even with some of these differences, such a close and tight match here. It is point for point. It is anyone's game.
Dangerous at the service line, Ariana Rodriguez, the lefty. Here's Rubin. She'll get the point. That's big time, the side out with Rodriguez at the line. The Cardinal up by 2.
This might be one of the first times so far in this match, maybe the second time, that they've been able to stop Rodriguez when she gets on her service runs with one serve.
Elia Rubin at the line. Goes just long. 9th service error for the Cardinal. The Hurricanes back within 1. Another nail biter of a set here. All 3 have been that way so far late down the stretch. 22-21.
And now Cologne back on the service line. That lethal topspin jump serve has so much power when it's in.
And there it is. Solid pass. Here's Blasha! Beautifully drawn up by the Cardinal. Blashav now with 10 kills.
What makes Blashav so lethal, she has such a fast arm swing. If you are not in the right spot, very, very difficult to defend her. And we see her finding space between the block or the block not in the right spot. She's been taking advantage of that all match.
Coco Kirsch nearly with the 3rd ace, but Tua in the block there. Amina Njai adding to the tally with her 7th kill. Back within 1 for the Canes.
And Njai, same thing, that block there from Park. She gets out in the right spot on the line, but the inside left hand not pressed over enough as she goes up. Njai targeting it.
Feliciano at the line. Set up for Blashav. Into the block.
It's still alive.
Still alive. But at the net, the point initially called for Miami. Some confusion there on the court, but we're tied up at 23.
That was a tough one there. That ball bouncing off of Blashoff, but it hit her twice as it came into the net, so not able to keep that ball in play. And actually for Blashoff, that I think was her very first error, technically, of getting blocked.
That's right.
The whole match so far. She's had 10 kills, hitting 360. That's the first time that they've made an adjustment to be able to stop her.
23 all here in the set. The tip from Sayer. Off the block there, getting the point. Mushkudiani continues her roll with 10 kills now, hitting over 300.
This is a battle. We have multiple players on both teams hitting double put up for that team.
Set point. Big time dig from Feliciano. From the back row, Heredia Cologne. The pancake from Harvey keeps it alive. Blashoff gets the touch. Tied at 24.
She's telling, you see Wilson telling her coach not to challenge because she did touch that ball. Trying to prevent them from challenging it, but they still are going to choose to go forward with that. Blashoff with that huge swing there off the top of the hands. So we will see what happens here. Not a bad block from Miami there, but Blashoff just expert with hitting off the top of the hands.
Blashoff and Rubin both leading the way with double-digit kills for the Cardinal, hitting well over 300. See the Stanford team taking a look at the replay that we're able to see as well from DV Sport. They feel confident that they're going to maintain that call.
And actually, the challenge is on that pancake. I thought from the motion with Dahlia Wilson to her coach that she was trying to let them know, hey, don't challenge that touch. They definitely touched the ball, but they think that ball is down.
Yeah, Miami looked confident on their side when they're watching the replay, but so did Stanford.
That ball does look like it's underneath her hand on that play. Let's see if we get that from another angle here.
So as it stands right now, we're tied 24 all. However, should this get overturned, then that's it. Miami has taken set number 3, and they would lead 2-1.
Can't tell from that angle there. Her head is in the way, so we're trying to figure out how we can see whether or not this ball was down. I think we need... That seems pretty clean from what I'm looking at. It looks like her hand is under it.
From that angle that we're seeing right there, it does, especially since that was the initial call on the court, is that she did get the hand under it. Not quite seeing enough.
It's a matter of whether or not the ball is actually on the floor. Even if it's on her hand, it cannot touch the floor at all.
Her hand appears to be there. The call is confirmed. The pancake stands, it's intact. We are tied at 25. The fans in Maples are thrilled. We play on in set number 3.
So now we are back, 24-24.
And a big moment for the sophomore Taylor Yu to come into the service line.
Coming in to serve and keep the Cardinal in this matchup after that big point from Blashoff.
Slight miscommunication there for the Cardinal, but Blashoff with a big swing. Big dig from Heredia Cologne. From the back row, she's blocked.
Oh, that ball.
That's out of play. Maples erupts as the Cardinal go up 25-24. Set point coming up.
Disappointment on the face of Rodriguez as she tries to go after that play. She wants to take the ball, but unfortunate error there for the...
Tied up 1 set apiece. The Go Stanford cheers have broken out as the fans are on their feet.
that serve right over the tape.
And that's off the block there. Here's you, setting it up for Blashoff. It's in there! Julia Blashoff blasts off once again. Set number 3 goes to the Cardinal 20. Goodness.
Blashoff is having the night of her life right now. 12 kills, 1 error. And that 1 error was 1 block from Miami, hitting 379. And for Taylor Yu to come in, give her, we've talked a lot about the defense. And for Miami, only 4 blocks to Stanford's 11. So something they will definitely want to work on at this point as I'm talking about that. What a big change there from Cologne, a big block to get this set started from her straight down, and that makes 5 total team blocks for Miami.
Stanford out blocking Miami 11-5, but the Hurricanes have been slowly but surely adding to the tally in that category. Nearly another ace there, but a free ball opportunity instead. Dahlia Wilson, big time swing. Miami's up 2-0 quickly here in the 4th set.
Dahlia Wilson, she has been so dominant on that slide attack. Just so aggressive on her swing, 6'4". And a lot of evenly matched players on both sides of the court.
There's Harvey, straight down to get Stanford on the board.
I think I already talked about it in the last set, but for Harvey, look at that swing. Just straight down on the line. She gets up there so high, only 6'1", but she is flying.
7 kills on the day. The dump! Rodriguez with the read. She continues to impress in multiple ways.
Rodriguez, that is her 3rd kill. 3rd setter dump on the match.
43 assists, 3 aces, 4 digs, got a block as well. She's been contributing in all ways. There's Parks with the one-handed. Here's Heredia Cologne, that goes long. Miami wants the touch, but the point called for Stanford.
Heredia Cologne still so dominant, leading this match with 17 kills, but on the backside of that, 10 errors, and she's had a little bit of trouble finding those high hands on Stanford. She's had a couple of balls that have gone long, trying to get a touch.
And that falls in right where they needed it. Diving attempt there from Harvey, but perfectly placed down the line. Miami up by 2. Rodriguez at the line, and it continues to be a threat.
Rodriguez, we've talked a lot about how lethal she is at the service line. That top spin, jump serve.
Here's Rubin, gets it, mixed it up, got it to fall down, and now Stanford's within 1.
What a smart roll shot from Rubin there on that play, right off of the hands of that Miami block.
And you said something earlier, we talk about big swings a lot, but there are also smart swings, and Rubin's had several of those in this one. Although that one's long there.
And Rubin also so smart with knowing when to switch it up when she goes up to hit. She is so lethal. She always finds a way to score, whether it's high hands, whether it's a push tip to the corner. She has a lot of different shots in her tool belt.
Here's Heredia Cologne. That's going to go long. Exchanging service errors. Stanford has double digits. Miami now at 9 on the day. And both teams do tend to be aggressive when it comes to serving. With that comes some fantastic aces, as we've seen, but it does come with the errors as well, as we've also seen.
Definitely, and that is going to happen when you are trying to put a lot of pressure on a service eve.
The tip there. It's going to just graze the video board here at Maples. There's Blashoff. Once again, that's number 13, lucky number 13, and her kills for the night.
So Coco Kirsch giving her that out-of-system set first a little bit inside, but for Blashoff, such a high flyer and a quick arm, she finds space on that sharp cross-court swing.
Tied up at 5. Here's Kirsch. Into the net. 11th service error for the Card.
A tough one for Kirsch. Usually comes in, does a great job pushing points. Has a very aggressive float serve. Feliciano now back to serve for the Hurricanes.
6 serving 5. Service error once again, double digits now for Miami.
So now we're at that point of the match where a lot of high errors trading back and forth.
How much of that is mental versus physical?
At this point of the match, so much of that is mental. Everybody wants to come up to the service line, and
what a save by Rubin.
I got distracted by that save. It was so great.
The rally continues. The back set to Harvey. Puts it away.
Good play there from the Cardinal, but back to your point, and you asked about the serves at this point.
Yep.
You have kind of a mix. There's some fatigue in there for sure. Both of these teams have had some battles in their matches, especially Miami. They went to 5 with Cal on Thursday, traveling to California, and for the Cardinal as well, a lot of travel behind them and coming up for them as well. So you're at that midpoint in the season where these long matches, it gets harder and harder sometimes to maintain that focus. And that ball coming right over to our table. Try to lean out of the way in case someone wants to dive across to save the ball. But yeah, and so for both teams, as we talked about, both have a high error rate on the service line right now, but that is also because they are really trying to target. And with that, putting a lot of pressure, a lot more errors.
The strategy behind it all. Here's Parks to Harvey, straight down again. Jordan Harvey is getting to work.
Her 9th kill on the match, and she has just had some ridiculous straight down swings around the Miami block.
Blashoff serving. Rodriguez back to Wilson. Blashoff with the dig. Here's Rubin tooling the block. Elia Rubin once again.
Great swing from Rubin, but I want to talk about Blashoff on the defense, filling that hole there from the block. Wilson on Miami has been so efficient on that slide, but Blashoff taking that step over, a much-needed difference there on that slide attack.
Joust at the net, Rubin on it. Recovered by Miami, there's Wilson. Back set. Jordan Harvey. Air Jordan back at it again.
Jordan Harvey gets up there on that swing. Wilson does not make it out to block, so she only has one blocker up on the line and has that cross court wide open.
Cardinal with double digits, up by 3. In the back row, Heredia Colon off the block, falling in. Miami back within 2.
A tough play there. You see some of that frustration from Parks as she's a little bit back on her heels on the defense there, expecting that huge swing from Colon, which we know she can do. So when that ball hit the top of the hands, there was no one up there around the 10-foot line to pick it up.
Mina Njai at the line. Over to Harvey. Gets it again. Jordan Harvey is on a roll.
Sneaks that ball through the block there. Miami not pressed enough over the net. When she goes up, they try, but she finds that space underneath the right arm of Colon and between the block.
Cross court. Ready at Colon, right back at her.
The ball is alive.
Feliciano keeping it alive. Little overpass here. Back to Rubin. Feliciano again.
The fight from Miami, picking up all of these balls here. The block.
We play on. Finally, Elia Rubin wins the battle.
This Stanford team, they are so good at taking swings and finding space around the block. And on the other side for Miami, Muscudiani is the same thing. She does a really good job of that, but you see that a lot from Rubin and from Harvey.
Over to Heredia Cologne, big time swing. Perfectly placed, cross court. Miami within 3.
That was a tough miss there from Andrew. She went the opposite direction from that set. So she stayed on Rodriguez and left Harvey with 1 block up on Cologne. Cologne taking advantage of that with her favorite swing, that hard cross court.
Here's Rubin, big time. The angle there, the placement, everything working. 15 kills for the All-American.
So both teams here trading off.
Serve is long from Jordan Harvey. 12th service error for the Cardinal. Miami now at double digits. Elia Rubin now hitting over 400 as well, sitting at 406 with her 15 kills, 7 digs. Here she is again, back corner again, make it 16 kills for Elia Rubin.
Rubin is going off right now. The returning senior All-American for this Cardinal squad.
Only 3 kills behind Heredia Cologne now for the match high, and Andrews on it in the middle. Here's Heredia Cologne again, that's off the block. Rubin keeps it alive at the net, the dump attempt. Miscommunication there. Staying alive are the Hurricanes, Heredia Cologne, but Rubin with the dig. That's her 8th.
Huge dig for
Blasov roll
Rubin.
shot. Cross court, finding the floor. Muscudiani gets it, but the net violation gives the point to Stanford.
And a tough play there. That set to Muscudiani, just too tight. She tries to make something happen.
Here's Rubin. The net. Shut down. Nearly surviving, but the block stays in place.
So Cologne blocked on that one. And a huge block there from the Cardinal. Andrew not quite able to make it out there, but her reach, so long she's able to get over and still find a way to close that seam.
12th block for the Card. They've been sitting at 11 for a while, and that one goes wide. Out of bounds gives Stanford the 7-point lead. The largest that we have seen in this match, and the timeout is called.
You see that frustration from Muscudiani.
Rubin serving out of the timeout for the Cardinal. Number 5 team up by 7 points over number 14, Miami. The tip, handled by Blasov. She'll reset for the swing and gets it done. 14 kills for Julia Blasov.
So impressive from Blasov. She hits the ball at such a high point. Look at that. Almost over the hands of Wilson as she gets there a little bit late.
Blasov reads it beautifully. She's at 15. A 9-point lead for the Stanford Cardinal here in the 4th.
15 kills for Blasov. She is high flying today. As I said earlier, having the game of her life right now. Taking control of this matchup.
The tip. Beautiful diving save from Harvey. Here's Heredia Cologne off the block. Parks tries the dump. She'll stay alive. The battle at the net continues, and it goes out of play. Miami wins it.
From Parks, normally very aggressive on the net, but Miami has actually done quite a decent job. She hasn't gone up as much to attack as she normally does in other matches that we've seen, but in the 2 times in her 2 attempts, Miami has done a decent job of defending.
There's already a Cologne. A nice pass from Etzler to set it up for Blashoff. She's shut down. Miami chipping away to come back here.
Miami with a much needed block there on Blashoff. I talked about that earlier with Blashoff. She has just been going off and has been hitting almost as if there's no block in front of her, and sometimes there hasn't been a block in front of her, and so for them to make that adjustment is such an important time for her. And Cologne with the huge, that ace.
The back corner perfectly placed.
Wow. Always tough coming out of a timeout. How do you come back and respond? Do you take a little bit off of your serve before going because you want to make sure you keep it in? Regaining that focus.
There she is again. Set up for Blashoff. Rodriguez trying to handle it. Here's Blashoff again. Tries to push to the back. Cross court. Good effort from Etzler and Rubin, but it goes out.
That's a great swing there from Njai, the freshman. As we've been talking about, she has had some big moments so far in this match. Her 8th kill.
And a lot of credit to Miami for coming in here to Maples and just absolutely competing and not giving up. Under Kevin Hambley, who's in his 9th season, he's 107-13 overall here at Maples at home. There is definitely a home court advantage, but Miami is not giving up. Joust at the net, won by Logan Parks.
And I've talked about Parks and her aggression at the net and how good she is there, and we see that. The quick turn goes up strong. She is not letting that ball back over on the other side of the net.
Second kill of the day for Logan Parks. There's Coco Kirsch. With the ace! Coco Kirsch continues to do her job. That's the 3rd ace of the day.
We talked about her coming in and how lethal she is at the service line. Comes in as a DS and serving sub. And has one of the best serves among others on this Cardinal squad.
In the back row, Heredia Cologne answers.
You see and hear her call that ball. You're going to give me that set. Rodriguez gets pushed a little tight to the net, still sets that up for Cologne in the back row, and she gets on it. What a huge swing from her as the Canes are trying to stay in this right now.
Trying to chip away to make their way back here in the 4th set. Feliciano at the line. That goes long. A tough service error for Miami, their 11th today.
That is a tough one, and this is a really difficult time to miss serves. The Cardinal up 22-15.
Shut down in the middle. Erica Sayer, Julia Blashoff with the presence at the net.
And Harvey coming in, 3 blockers, a triple block on Cologne. Totally took away any space for her to try to score.
Cardinal shut down Wilson, but a swing there that's going to connect from Njai.
Njai, she has been having a very decent match, had some errors early on, but I've seen a lot. Her being able to take the ball, she's had some perfect passes and getting out to run her route on the outside. And you see the aggression there. She comes around, passes that ball, asks for it, and goes up and takes a big swing.
Jasmine Vergara at the line for Miami. From the back row, the tip, handled by the Cardinal. Stuffed! Jordan Harvey, my goodness. her 8th block, and that's only 2nd on the team.
We are at match point now for the Cardinal. That's a tough play from Miami. Rodriguez trying to get that ball back to Njai, but with all of the runaround that was happening on the floor there, set her a little too tight.
Great save by Etzler there. Here's Harvey. Tries to get the angle down. Free ball here for the Cardinal. Trying to put it away. Here's Rubin. Tools the block and gets it done. The number 5 Stanford Cardinal get the ranked victory.